Hello everyone, this is Mitch from bloggingmitch.com, and on my blog this past month I've talked a lot about making a budget, and so with August 2018 coming up, I thought I would show you how to make a budget on Google Sheets, and it'll be similar to the budget that I've created, that I've been really diligent on tracking for this past month of July. So, as we have here, if you want to pull up Google Sheets, hopefully you have a Google account. If not, Excel works as well, or Numbers, I think, the Mac equivalent. I have a Mac, you think I would know this, but I always end up using Google Sheets anyways. So starting, I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, starting in the top left, you can name the spreadsheet, so we will call this August 2018 budget. That's just what I'm going to call it. You can call it whatever you want. And the first thing we're going to do is just come up with categories for the budget. And so we're just going to take this in really small chunks. Hopefully it's not as overwhelming then, and then because it's not as overwhelming, then hopefully we'll be able to use the budget and use it regularly and hopefully save some money. And so first thing we're going to do is come up with some categories. Okay, so we're going to come up with category names for the items that we want to track for our spending. So we will start with calling categories. You can put this in any column. Again, we can move these after we make it, we can move it around anywhere, and so it's not just locked in. I know whenever I follow Excel tutorials, I get stuck on like, what cell is the person in? Do I need to do it exactly? And as of right now, no. We're just going to come up with categories. And so, first one, probably one of the bigger categories of making up where you're contributing your money towards is your rent or mortgage. And so I'm going to put down rent. Next one, probably a vehicle or a car, so however you want to categorize that. I usually just put car. Now the next one is food, so there's a couple ways that this can be done. You can put food. I put groceries because I unfortunately spent a lot of money on food, more than I'd like, and hopefully with using the budget I can cut that down. And so what you can do is say, like, you can just do all-encompassing food. If that includes groceries, eating out, random snacks, coffee, however you want to categorize it. But I break it down a little bit just so I know a little bit more where my money is going. And so what I do is I put groceries, I put eating out, and I put snacks. Again, for these three categories, if you just want to lump it together as food, that's cool. Whatever works for you. I put in category for gas. You can lump this under car. Again, you could have as many categories or as few categories as you want. We could literally just have money coming in and money going out, and that could be a budget. And so we want to break it down, though, to kind of get a better sense of where our money is going. So I track gas separately. I track how much money is that I'm pulling out of the ATM every month. I do entertainment. I do technology, and so for entertainment here, I usually put that as I separate that from technology and entertainment, because technology I kind of have some of the subscriptions that I use, like Google Play Music, YouTube TV. Entertainment I do more as if I go to a fair or if I go to a movie, I put that under entertainment. Okay, so another big cost, unfortunately, is cell phone usage. So we got cell phone here. I put in gifts, and so what happened was it'd be some summers where I'd spend a lot of money on going to weddings, and I decided just to make a different category on its own for that. I probably could have found something to put that category in, but I just decided to make its own category for gifts. I have a category for haircuts. although don't really need it too much anymore. I have a category for like health, so that means like if I go to the doctor or go to the pharmacy. So you can put it like health, doctor, pharmacy. You can abbreviate pharmacy as RX, however you want to do that. Looking at my list here. I have house supplies, and so that's pretty much if I go to Target and get like paper towels, toilet paper, toothpaste, soap, anything that like I go to Target for, just kind of get non-technology or food stuff. Everything else kind of falls under, for me, falls under house supplies. I have insurance, and so car and apartment insurance. You could lump that under rent and car. However, again, you could put the car part into your car category and the apartment into the rent. But I've chosen to track that separately. Investing, so the money that I'm putting into my Robinhood account or my Roth IRA. Student loans, still paying those off, so gotta track it. And traveling, and so again, this could fall under eating out or gas, but if I take a really long trip, I want to know like what made a dent in my spending this month. Was it that trip I took? So that I'm able to kind of break it down. So these are the categories that I have. Again, this isn't right or wrong. This is just what I use, and so this took a long time to figure out in general where my money was going. And so hopefully, if you keep a budget and you utilize a system to track your money, you can find what categories work for you. Again, this is just what works for me. And you may want to alphabetize this, and so I'm going to highlight all my categories. I'm going to go to data. I'm going to sort the range A through Z, and so now it has it in alphabetical order. And then you can, between F and G here, these columns, if I double click this, and I'm using a regular mouse on my Mac, so I can double click, it'll format the column so that it fits all in one column. It fits nicely. So these are the categories that I use to track my budget. And so hopefully, if you are following along, hopefully you've kind of started to make yours. And this is just the very first video, the start to get going with the budget. I'll break it down again in smaller chunks so that it's not as overwhelming. And so in the next video, we will continue to add to the budget and show you how to input transactions, so when you spend money. But again, this is a great first place to start to making a budget. So thanks for watching.